Teens are using social media more than ever. A recent Pew Research Center study found that 46% surveyed say they use the internet almost constantly. They also found the most popular social media platforms are YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, but these can be dangerous in many ways. In today's Mom Squad, we talked to attorney Stan Gipe, a father of a 13-year-old who says they are constantly working on cases regarding privacy.
We're in a very public environment. Right? It's when I win, I want to post I want to post the shot. Okay. If I look good and I've dressed up, I want to post the picture. If I think I've got something that's really going to impress people, I want to post it. And it's not always so good to be that public with your life. Okay. And it kind of opens the door to a secondary when we go into privacy. There is so much out there about children. If you really want to look into it, like if you were to follow my kid, look into his Snapchat, look into his TikTok and feeds, you would know what his interests are. You would know what is likely to get a response from him. And if you're a predator, if you're someone who's looking with bad intentions, you've got a lot of information going in to help you sort of get a leg up. Hey, if you know the kid's a baseball fan, you lead with something innocent about baseball. Okay, and then you're in the door.
Gipe goes in depth about the privacy settings that you think are keeping you safe. Sure, you might not have public comments, but the social media companies have all of your information. They use that personal information to use targeted ads or pop-up videos that they think you'll be interested in. To see the entire episode of this Mom Squad, including what boundaries Stan Gipe sets for his own 13-year-old son, all you have to do, tune into our WKYC Plus channel, which you can get on Roku and Fire TV, or you can see it on our WKYC YouTube page. Now, this one is a must-see. Even if your kids are too young for social media, this information was eye-opening for me as a social media user, as an adult, and someone who will have to one day set those boundaries. And I know a lot of you watching might have kids or grandkids that are using social media. And let me just put it this way. I don't get paid anymore if you watch this or if you don't. My paycheck stays the same. I will say this was one of the best interviews I have done about social media and privacy, and very eye-opening the way Stan is able to explain how this sets up legal issues for you or your kid, whoever's using social media. Everybody's tendency is to, oh, there's a fight, take out your phone and take video of it, and how that gets you involved in something that could potentially be a legal issue. I mean, he was so good that I really think that this one is one you must watch if you have social media or your kids have social media.
Yeah,
it's scary.
If you are a parent, there's no question you're either dealing with this or will deal with this. Right. And there's pressure out there too. And you had talked about when it's okay to have your kids go on social media sites, but also when to have a cell phone and all these questions that come up. And even if you make that decision for your kids, you get the pressure from other kids.
That's what
putting pressure on your kids if you decide not to do it.
And that's just it. And those boundaries are really tough because then they could be looking at social media through their friends' phones.
Oh, yeah.
And there's so many other, I mean, we can go on
and that's
on
what
and
he
on
said. Something that was, he said, you cannot preach social media abstinence to your kids.
No, it's not.
I won't say how he, you should
there.
Just watch it, because he made a good comparison that it was like, oh, okay, your kid's going to be using it. How do you teach them how to safely use it?
They're going to find a way.
Yeah.
They're going to find a way.
Exactly.
It's not on their own phone, sadly.
Right.